page 39, Tractate Nazir, 6 lines from the top of the page, Mishnah. Stam Nezirut 30 yom. Regular manner of Nezirut, 30 days. So you ask, we already learned it in the past. Here there is a chidush. There is something that we didn't know earlier, which is we treated the growing of the hair in a process. Literally speaking, it means hair, but you have to think a little bit also the figurative manner. The hair that grows changed, meaning when you cut hair, now the new growth, in a way, it's like basically a new product. So the Mishnah said, if someone said, I will be Nazir, but he did not specify how long is the term of Nazirut, so he is Nazir 30 days. So the Rosh and Tosfot said, yes, even we said earlier on page 5 that it's the general Nazirut is 30 days, but here is the Chidush that you have to cut, you have to do the stira at the end of the 30 days, because as we said earlier, a person cannot take a term of Nazirut below than 30 days period. Now, if it turns that during the period of Nazirut, Gilach, if he shaved his, or cut his hair, or Shegilchuhu listim, or it was a shave by people who are bad, like bandits, like bad people, forcefully, against. So the Rivan said, regardless if it was in his wishes, so it's against his wishes, Soter 30 yom. He cannot stop there. He needs to wait for the hair to be grown at least a period of 30 days from that point in order to count it properly. The Torah said in the book of Bamidbar, book of Numbers, chapter 6, that it has to be a period, and at the end of that period is he cut his hair, so it has to have a 30 days period. Nazir shegilach ben bezug, ben beta'ar, Nazir Nazirite that shave his hair, either whatever he did it with scissors or a razor, or shesifsef, or he pull out, kolshu, even any amount, chayav, he is liable to receive malkot, because he is in violation of what the Torah said in book of Bamidbar, chapter 6, verse 5, ta'ar lo ya'avor al rosho, meaning anytime that he pull out a hair, he has uprooted the source. Tosfot said that's the core of the problem. The Minchat Chinuch elaborates and said it basically create a new situation by doing such an action. Ibailehu. So they ask a question, Hamazia miletachat ravei or mile'el? When you analyze how the hair grows, I wish that Raphael will be here, but basically each one of them, it's close to the roots or not. It changed the mind of Kamina. What's the difference between the two? Meaning, the question, does this hair that grown on the body grows on the bottom or on the top? So they said, the Nazir shegilchu listim, but when you have this Nazir that bandit forcefully did it, cut his hair, veshiru bo kedei lachof krosho liikaro. But what happened is they left him hair long enough to bend its tip to its root. So it means that the source of the hair go to the very basic, meaning they didn't cut to the roots, but they leave a measure that it's still there. Mishnah in Tractate Neder, page 54b, elaborates on different measurement. But basically you have here a Keren Orah, you have the Rosh, you have the Rambam that disputed. He says the manner of Nazir, if you analyze this, it ends up by being 130 days. But anyway, I amart, if you tell me, mile tachat ravei nezirut hashaklei, if you tell me, you said that the growth is from the bottom, the hair consecrated at the adoption of Nazirut has been removed. אלא היא אמרת, so הנה אמרת מלעיל רב ואימי דקדיש הקיים. But if you tell me that the growth is from the top, so then a significant portion of that he consecrated at his adoption of Nazirut still remains. Tashma. So you need to bring a proof from something that I know it's not a pleasure for some people, but that's the painful reality. There is a lice and there's the egg of the lice. So here they bring a solution. What is it? If you have a live lice and in Bachaya, a live louse, the kaim beikveta devinta, it's always found in the root of the hair. Visalka datach miltachat ravei, and if you think that the hair grow from the bottom, the louse bereisha devinta ba'elemeikam. So they should be situated at the end of the hair. So it should be a push up with the hair growth, and the assumption is that this lice not move from its location. So because that's the place that the Rosh said that its growth, the shoresh, it's attached to that. But if it's grow from the bottom, you need to see the lice come and distance from this. So since it's close to the scalp, we have to say that the hair grows from the top. Le'olam miletachat ravi. You have to say that it's the growth from the bottom. ואגב חיותי נחית ואזיל אין בה. But he said because it is always, the louse continuously descends, as it's always crawling toward the scalp from where it draws its nourishment. So that's the place it stays. If you remember several days ago, we talked about a question that posted to the great Gaon, great Rabbi, Rabbi Dr. Stern. It was a fellow that used to go to a barber, and the barber one time cut his beard inappropriately, and he made a neder, made a vow that he'll never step in that barber. So they have another one who served him for several years, and that fellow moved to a different location. Now this guy is the only one left. So he come and asked the Rabbi Stern, can I use him? Because I already make a neder not to step in. So he said, based on this Gemarrah, what do you see? That the beard, that the growth is not the same beard as before. It's like a new one. Tashma, in b'meita berisha devinta. When you have these lice that move from the hair, when the Rosh explained when it's grow with the hair. If you tell me that it's from the top, beikveta devinta ba'elemeikam, so they have to be situated on the root of the hair. Hatanami, the Gemara rejected mishum delayed beichela, because it's no strength. It is caught where it was when it died. So therefore, sharugei shraga ve'azil, and it's go up with the growing hair. Another tashma mi blorit dechushim, can bring a proof from a long hair of kushim. That's those idol worshipping that they used to, the Rosh said that used to shave around and leave hair in the middle. So they said the batar de maglin rafia deletachat. So when after it's braided, loosens at the bottom. Hatamname aida de kamtahi mishichfa de rafia. In that case, the loosing does not prove anything, since it is wrapped tightly against the scalp. So it is from the person's lying on there's that loosens. That's the way also the Rivan explain. Tashma misikrata, can bring from the red paint used to mark sheep. Derafe amra miletachat, where the wool loosens on the bottom. Two, another one that is fascinating, Katzavei Savaya Diknehon. How do you like that? When the elderly, they paint, they beard, they dye the beard. So what happened? So you see it in people. So then the chivaran, after some time, you see the roots.
That's right.
If you don't do it every couple of weeks, it will come back. There's a story about the Divrei Chaim of Tzanz and the Chatam Sofer. It was a fellow young man that had a half white and half black beard. So they asked him a question, can he dye the beard to make it all white? Is that permissible or not? It's a famous response. 39b, Ikvei Nimhon are the roots of their hair. So then you see it. Shmamina milatachat ravei shmamina. So that's, you see here that you get from the bottom. That's the proof. So therefore, if you have a bandit, Celestine, that cut his hair, so you need to wait 30 days. ואלה, הדתניא נזיר שגילחו ליסטים ושירו בו כדי לחוף ראשו לעיקרו. If you have this situation and they shave forcefully by these bandits and they left him enough hair to bend its end to its root, אינו סותר. This does not negate the dates of his nazirut. And if you enter in your mind that the hair grows from the bottom, listo, so let it negate the date of his nazirut in that as well, because the remaining hair grow only after there is acceptance of nazirut. So basically the Rogochover said that here the Taina of a mayor, he said that the whole idea, we go by the way that the hair grows, the original from the bottom. But anyway, כיוון שגילחו אחר מלות, Gemara responds, since they did it after the completion of the days of Nezirut, before he was able to do it for the purpose of the mitzvah, ומאני רבי אליעזר דאמר כל אחר מלות שבעה סותר. As long as the completion was 7. So the Keren Orah asks, what's the relationship between Tum'ah and Giluach, ritual impurity and shaving? Anyway, מה התעמד רבי אליעזר אליף, תגלח הטהרה, מתגלח הטומאה. מה תגלח הטומאה שבעה, אף תגלח הטהרה שבעה. So basically you compare the two and you say the same one, the same way that the ritual impurity, the 7. So any Nazir will become ritual impure after the completion of his term. So it's the same, it negates only the 7 days. And so those shaving of purity, if he was shaved before he was brought his offering, he negates only 7 days. Bekimlu de Rabbanan, and the rabbis have Kol Shiva Yomim Atiyamazia, every 7 days period, the growth, Mazaya, they go, כדי לחוף ראשו לעיקרו. So every 7 days the hair grows enough to bend its end to its root. So what do you see here? If this amount of hair remained after he was shaved on the day of his completion of the Nezirut, he does not forfeit any days and need not to wait any longer. So basically the sages disputed Rabbi Eliezer and the whole that Nazir that contaminated after the completion of the days of Nezirut, he needs to wait for 30 days period. And the Keren Orah elaborates, but anyway, I'd like to conclude with the story. It was a great, important Choshev Rav that he asked Rabbi Yoshua Leib Diskin, was one of the giant scholars. He asked him a question. It was over there in Europe, the king said to the queen not to drink from certain spring area, and she did it in one of his palaces. And he was torn what to do. It's very similar to the story of Esther and Haman, etc. So he how do you prove? So Rav Diskin said that you can prove from this sugya. He said what happened. If someone make a vow that he will not drink from the spring water, from the Maayan, how you treat it? You says the vow applies to that specific water. But since now the water is not the same, because the Maayan is moving, the same as you said about the hair, so therefore it's not the same, it's different one. So the whole matter of this idea is unapplicable because it's not the same water.